Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Rex is still here. She's my co-pilot, just making sure I stay on the right track. What I want to do is I want to talk about becoming a wimp. And here, I'll let you watch the road. What's happening, I'm on the road and I'm just been to Tuscaloosa, north of Alabama, northern Alabama. I'm on Interstate 20, heading west, and I don't know where I'm going. Everything I got is going to be up north, but we're just kind of playing it by ear. But the time I've been here in Mississippi, I spent a lot of time with law enforcement. And it was funny because when I first saw him, I said, okay, why would you want me to stop by? I mean, I preach the Constitution and morals. And I'm questioning that on law enforcement, and that was right. That was a mutual understanding that we had, and but so it was interesting listening to the law enforcement point of view on what's going on, and. He said one call that he had was he went to the house, and then the woman says, my daughter won't get out of bed. And that's what she called 911 for. And so, you know, that's not a problem with a kid. No, you need to teach them discipline, and personal responsibility. And that's what the point was. There's little of that nowadays. I don't know. I don't know if I can put my finger on it and say it came from the Obama years. I'm not sure, but the thing is, they're saying that people don't take personal responsibility, and everybody seems like they're a victim. And this is what the mentality of the people is. Oh, I've been victimized. Everything is. It's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. Everything is somebody else's fault. And it's going from parents to their children, and it gets worse each generation. And so what's happening is now they have more responsibility. They're supposed to do more. It's not just looking for bad guys like it used to be. And this guy's been in for quite some time. And I remember that when I was going to be a cop. That was it was on the job training, and that was something that was constantly talked about. Was our job is look for criminals. So when you stop someone for a traffic violation, what you're doing is evaluating this person to see if he's a criminal. And then, see if they got warrants out. That's the main thing. That they're looking for criminals. And nowadays, it's much different than that. And I've mentioned, okay, it's like a zoo, and we're the animals and they're the zookeepers, and we don't have enough sense to do anything, so they're supposed to keep us in line and keep us from getting in trouble. And that's pretty accurate. So but the thing is like I say, people aren't taking responsibility. And so that's why I was watching my videos, because it's morals and the Constitution. And what got his attention was the three-man militia, just trying to figure out how that works. That's what a lot of the questions were about. And trying to see how it's moral and constitutional, and how that works. But it was very interesting, and like I say, we spent a lot of time together, a lot of laughs. We go out to eat, and sometimes we go to a bar, and it's funny because he's in uniform and all this, and it was funny. He was picking out the people that were carrying a gun, and it was just, when you could see when we're driving, once people are ready to pass me, I'm following him, and then once they see he's a cop, well, then they back off, so he'd slow the traffic down just driving. So it was very interesting. And he's gone from I better not say too much about it, but anyway, he's done different kinds of things in law enforcement, and he's been in situations, never had to shoot anybody, but he's drawn his weapon plenty of times. But it's interesting that he was saying how, because I told him that one thing that gets me is you see these signs on the interstate, and if somebody's not driving right, dial 911. Now they want us to do law enforcement. And that's what I was, one of the things I was giving him hell on. And it was I'll tell you, the people that I meet, we don't agree on a lot of stuff we agree on, but one thing we do is laugh a lot. We pick each other's minds, making each other think. And that's very interesting. I mean, and what was really interesting is, like I say, when we share, we look for what experiences we share. And since, like I say, I was tried to be in law enforcement, but I was in the military, and we're in the bar, and I told them, I said, if there's a ruckus that starts up in the bar, I just wanted to give them a heads up. And I told them, I said, now, I'm not going to do anything to start with, because when I see somebody in uniform, they should calm down. Okay, so if they don't calm down, then I will probably get involved. And he was asking me, well, why and how? And I said, well, the first thing, whoever's place this is, if there's a ruckus, they should be out here right amongst it, getting it taken care of. Because all the businesses I had, you're a guest in my establishment. And if there's a problem, it comes through me. And so if there's going to be some fighting, some cussing and all this kind of stuff, it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to jump in. I don't want to put my patrons in a difficult situation. So I have no problems. I'll get in there and I'll fix it no matter what it is. And problem, I'll throw them out. And so it's really the management's responsibility to start with. But I've noticed even now businesses don't take that responsibility. So that's why I said we'll let him in his uniform get it going. But now, you know, depending on what kind of ruckus and all this stuff, I'm probably going to get in and rather talk, fight, or shoot, you know. But and then he says, well, how would that be with me? And I said, well, for you as law enforcement, it's going to be a real sticky situation. And law enforcement, they make reports. They don't really do a lot, you know, in my experience. I mean, and the thing is, the reason you don't do a lot, you're waiting for backup and this type of stuff. Because how can you jump into 6 or 8 guys fighting? You know, I mean, it'd be difficult. You're armed, you know, it could get really difficult. It'd make it a lot easier for me to do it. And then you can make, on your report, you can say what happened in your report. But he thought that was kind of odd, how I would get involved in something like that. But I say that's one of the things that I believe we have a responsibility towards others, and that's where the morals come from. And see, from him, it would be difficult to do morals and do policy because they've got different things that they're supposed to do. So he's got to remember all the policy. He showed me the books on all the stuff, you know, that they're supposed to know, so they know how to handle a situation. And for me, it's much easier to handle a situation because I just do it morally. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. This is Mike, No Stress Mike. Whoa, NoStressMike.com.